Okay, so before I sit down, I always like to start with something to drink. So today I'm starting with this tea that my husband got me for Christmas. You guys, these teas are insane. I've been trying to get into tea and have had various levels of success over the last couple years, but these, they're made by a company that makes brownies, and so they went into, I would call it a dessert tea, but it's not like it's like highly sugared or something like that. But anyways, I'm telling you, when you smell this, oh God, it's amazing. So that's where we go. But it's usually coffee and sometimes wine. So rarely water, but no, I like to, have something where this is sort of an enjoyable part of my planning ritual. So today we're gonna do this, and this one was called Cinnamon Toast Munch, and it's supposed to taste and primarily smell. I mean, there's definitely a taste to it, but it's more so the smell. When you breathe it in, you just think this is like happiness in a cup. So anyways, we'll let that sit for a couple minutes. So you guys tell me, are you a coffee drinker, a tea drinker? You just stick with water? Drop an emoji down in the comments and tell me, what is your drink of choice when you are sitting at your desk, planning or doing art or whatever it is that you most enjoy spending time at your desk doing. So while that's steeping, I'm gonna go ahead and start thinking about, basically I'm setting my intention for this session and what I want to accomplish. So at this point we are, let's see, today is the 15th, we are here. And so we're really only 2 weeks into the year at this point. I'm feeling good about my planner. My routine has been pretty good in terms of keeping up with it every day. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the minute I start avoiding my planner is when I know that I'm sort of veering off the tracks of, heading in the right direction. I am the sort of person that if I'm not sticking to goals, routines, etc., I'm sort of like an all or nothing person. I'm trying to be a more gentle all in, right? Where it's not like I've set up this like grueling routine that I can't stick to, but certainly the first step for me is that every day I at least look at my planner, and that allows me to, keep my schedule and my goals and everything front and center. So all that to say that I'm, again, we're only 2 weeks into the year, so I'm still sort of figuring out what I want this all to look like. But for me, sort of I would say that my style, as you can see, I'm not like a heavy sticker and decor and all of that sort of person. But I really like what I have going on right now. I like having, basically what I do is I have multiple fountain pens that have a similar color palette. And then I have one that is my go-to. So this is my go-to right now. This is a TWSBI Mini. And so you can see next to a regular pen, this is a pretty small pen, but oh, duh. Here's a regular TWSBI. Let's see, this is the Eco. It's pretty small and it's nice and compact in the hand. And so if I'm gonna just grab two things, I grab these two things. But this has a blue fountain pen ink, and it's actually sort of interesting because you can see this is actually all the same color, the same ink in this. It just depends if I've just opened up the cap. It's super dark. I would say this is more the true to color. Here, it was skipping or something, and I dipped it in water just to clear the nib, and you can see I got this very desaturated version of the color. So I kind of like that. I like that the color rate's a little different, but that's just kind of my crazy mind. So I'll just kind of point out how I've been mostly using this. So for the weekly spread, I put the to-dos that I need to get done. I knew I had this really big dinner party that I was planning for this weekend, and I also had someone in town, and of course I had a full week of work as well. So I really did try to not go crazy on my extra to-dos, right? I didn't put more on my list than I could handle. So I really just focused on what I knew I could get done, or what at least I hoped I could get done. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm reviewing my week, and I'm thinking about, what did I not get to? I did not get to, this I couldn't do because I'm taking an art workshop and they've not released the materials yet, so I wasn't able to print those. This is like contact/cards, really. These are all people that I want to send a card to for either birthdays or congrats. My cousin just got married and I want to send her a card. So I did not have time to sit down, mostly again because everything I was planning this week was for this party. Some chores. I actually did do my plants yesterday, so I can mark that off. Laundry. I did a ton of laundry, but not the laundry I needed to get done, so let's just call this partially done, because I definitely need to do mine. Radar, this to me means things that I'm like keeping on my radar. Like, I can't act on them now, but I don't want to lose sight of it. So right now I didn't have anything in there. And then this over here, I use this as sort of a variable project opening. So for this week, it was the party. And I was so busy in the actual prep of the party that I didn't really even take time to write out all the things because I had it in a separate project planner as well. So sometimes, you know, I'm not a big duplication person, so I will only move it from that project plan to here if it's like really, really important and I can't forget. So that's the layout. I've got my to-dos here. I've got these specific categories of things down here. I've been using this as a habit tracker over here and I'm really, really loving it. So I actually can go ahead. I did my Stoicism readings and my affirmations yesterday and today. Today I went for, let's see, Thursday, I went for a quick walk. Friday, I did not go, Friday I did go for a walk. Yesterday I did not. Today I went for a quick walk. I've been really good with my Spanish. I literally am like 14 days in a row with Spanish right now, and I'm feeling really good about that. And I have been, very consistent with my meditations. Just did that. Okay, so I'm really liking this. I've actually been thinking of changing up a little bit how I do my walking so I can better gauge how much walking I'm doing. So we'll see how I set up next week's. And then just a quick overview. Let's see, I put birthdays up here. And so you can see I had several birthdays this week. And then I've been blocking off our dinner period and putting what we're having for dinner. So I will go ahead and backfill that. Well, we didn't here. So tonight we're having homemade pizzas. And the boys get to put their own toppings on. And then yesterday we didn't. The kids ate separately. And then of course I had the dinner party, so we ate later that night. So there's that. Basically all yesterday I prepped for this party. It was crazy. I had several courses and I also had a couple people with dietary restrictions, so I had to make like separate things for separate people. And so anyways, I had a ton of prep work for that. So that was basically my entire yesterday. And then today, let's just say it was a little bit of a rough morning. So it was a very lazy morning. Actually, I will say, I'll put this in here. I let my husband sleep in and I took the boys to Waffle House. That's their favorite. Don't ask me why. But I got them out of the house so my husband could sleep a little bit, and then he let me sleep a little bit when we got back, so that was nice. So I don't write in all of this stuff. I try to keep this like super high level. I don't put in all of the details. So good. Okay, so that's the week. So I already know I'm going to have to roll over these cards that I really want to get to next week, and then next week's going to be a little bit of an odd week. We're going on a trip. So this is what I do over the course of my week. I rarely will fill in the next week as things are. So like, let's say I make an appointment for next Wednesday. I would not go in and fill in that appointment on here, for a few reasons. One, usually when I'm doing that, I'm like scribbling, right? And so I don't like to do that. I like to kind of do it together. The second reason is because sometimes I switch up my fountain pen and I like to try to keep it pretty consistent for the week. And then finally, the last thing is I find a lot of value in doing the whole thing at once and getting a really good sense of what the week's going to look like. And writing, like physically writing that is an important part of it for me. So I usually just use sticky notes and I jot things down, like things I need to get done or want to get done, appointments, etc., that I need to capture. And then I just use this to help me populate my week. So we're going to go ahead and set up this week. So I use my ruler, I use my highlighter, and then I've changed up a little bit how I've been writing this. So last week I wrote them with the Pentel sign pen, which I really like. The week prior, I did it with this pen. So I think I'm going to stick with the sign pen. I like the way that looks for the titles. What I do is I use the shadow from last week's line to create the new line. And then I just carry it over to the next page. Already screwed up. That's okay. I will.
Alexa, is there a timer going?
There are no timers set.
Alexa, set a timer for 12.
So I was not supposed to make that line there, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so I do, this works fine for me. Art Aaron's Contact. So art is any workshops or projects that I have on my plate. Errands, usually this is running to the post office, Amazon return, whatever. Contact are people I want to reach out to, set up something with, or send a card to. And then I've got buy, chores, radar. Buy I use both for putting down things I need to buy or want to buy, and then also sometimes if I order something, like let's say something on Etsy, I will log it there so I can sort of track it until the shipment comes. And then this is my free section. I have a couple sort of projects and stuff going on. So for instance, we're traveling this week. This might be like a packing list or something like that. I've got this yearbook project I need to do for my kids' school, so I might start tracking that here. I don't know, we'll see. I'll see which feels like. And I can also make sort of project-based stuff over here too. So I might need to have a couple right now. Okay, so I will start. I use my stencil to create the lines, the tick boxes for the week. I'll do, I have to kind of let them wait in between, dry in between creating these, so this takes a minute to do. So I do 2 rows at a time, and I sort of batch certain things together. I find a lot of my habits I'm more successful with if I do them at the same time. So for instance, if I'm gonna do yoga, I will do my meditation at the same time. My Spanish, I've been piecing in wherever. And then my daily affirmations and my stoicism reading that I've been doing that at the same time as well. So I sort of batch them together. So we'll let that dry. And then I will, I'm using this as a sort of hand guard so I don't smear everything all the time. So this is my to-do. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and, so the things I'd already put in here is that tomorrow is MLK Day and my kids are going to camp. I actually have a day of PTO, which I did not realize when I, or rather it's a work holiday. So I'm gonna write that up here, no work. I didn't realize that when I signed up for camp, but that's cool. And then took a day off for Friday, and that's because this weekend we're going to Orlando for a birthday celebration for my son. So just trying to decide what I want my week to look like in terms of all my fountain pen stuff. So I think I'm going to use this week this, let's see, what is this? I had this ground. So this is a Twisby Eco Rose Gold, and I had this a Nibmeister do a special grind on this. So it writes super wet and thick like this. I want to say this is an Architect nib. That sounds right. So Friday we're doing Legoland. Okay, and I'm just writing this one. And then Saturday we're going to the Magic Kingdom. And then I'll also put with everyone that we're going with, the kids, Nana and Papa, my sister, Aunt Jess, and Damon, my brother-in-law. So for something like this, I'm not going to write down like all the things, meaning I'm not going to write like, oh, and we're driving and all this stuff, because the day is going to be a bit fluid. But I know for sure that we are driving home at night on Saturday. So I'll just put this here. Okay. And then this day is going to be a bit of like a recuperation sort of day. Okay, so let's look. So I have added Disney and Legoland, and I added Camp Day, and I ended up doing my brows already, so I don't need to do that. And tomorrow we were going to go on a date, my husband and I. And so since I don't know anything that we're actually going to do, what I usually do is just use a little sticky note for now, and then I'll put lunch date, and then question mark movie, because we may go see a movie. Okay, so that's all good. So let me keep working towards this. This is yoga meditation. Not sure if this is in frame. And then this is Spanish. And this is walking. And this is my stoicism and affirmation. Okay, so we'll do that in a minute. So previously, the first week I was in here, I was using this fountain pen ink is my absolute favorite. It's Ferris Wheel Press. They're I think it's something bluegrass. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. But and I use it for a lot of my art stuff as well, but it was just smearing like crazy in here. You can see it's like everything's smeared everywhere, and I'm usually not very careful with these things, so, and I don't want to be overly careful, so sometimes I will use this and just, you know, do this, but I switched over, and I'll have to pull out exactly what it is, but I believe, I don't know, I'll have to see what it is, but I swatched a couple of my other blue inks and I moved to this. I really prefer the other one because this like tealy color is just so beautiful, but I like this one a lot anyways, so I'm not upset about it. Let's see. I'm trying to decide what to do with this here. I think it's going to be, let's do the yearbook for this week, because I do want to make some good progress on that. So I have 2 projects this week I need to make progress on. One is this yearbook for my kids' school, and the other is, which I'm going to put over here, my best friend's save the dates that I've already made a mock-up of, and she loved, so I have to start finalizing it. And then I don't have any yet. I have to start doing that because it's a bit of a process. Okay, I don't have anything there yet. My chores every week are pretty much the same. Sometimes I add a couple things, like little things around the house, but they're always going to be little plant care, laundry, sweep, mop, and what am I missing? Oh, right. My pool pump is not, my pool vacuum has not been working, so I've been trying to help the pool lady a bit by doing a little cleaning in between her visit every week. And then let's see, so for this, So I'll figure that out in a moment. And then the next thing I would typically do is to look at my calendar on my phone and to write in any birthdays, any appointments that I happen to have on my phone, anything like that. But I'm filming on my phone right now, so I can't do that.
Alexa off.
So I will have to do that after the fact. So let me...
To control a video device with your voice, you need to connect it first. In the Alexa app, go to Settings, and then TV and Video to get started.
Okay. Alrighty, so that's good. Okay, so this is looking pretty good so far. Now I want to do Amanda. So again, I've got like a really super busy weekend, and it's going to be an exhausting weekend. So I'm going to probably not, schedule too much. Probably what I'll do, and in fact, I will go ahead and usually what I've been doing lately is on Mondays, I have been asking my husband to take the kids to school, and then I will go to Starbucks because I'm very, very productive when I'm at a coffee shop. So since we're not working on Monday, I will plan tentatively to do that work at Starbucks. And this actually might be, in the past I've made flags that are reusable, and I would just move it around. So I probably will make a couple of these because ideally what my week would look like is that Mondays and either Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on my energy. So I work from home full time. So, and that's, overall I love it, but it's been a bit of a transition. So I kind of see how my week is going. And if I need, if I'm starting to lag or anything, then I will go work at the coffee shop on Wednesday, or, if it's later in the week, then Thursday. And it's just one, I feel like a different energy when I'm there. And two, just being around people. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes like I go days without seeing anyone other than my husband and kids. So usually Monday, but this week we'll make it Tuesday. And of course, I'm not working Friday or Monday, so I have only 3 days to get my whole week of work done. So probably gonna have some pretty busy work days this week. Okay. Alrighty, just adding some other cards I want to put on here. All right, so a couple thoughts of things that I don't have on here yet that I'd like to start doing is adding a section for my social media, like videos I want to film and stuff like that. I'd like to figure out what that looks like. And then I haven't gotten a good routine yet with incorporating my work into this planner. So right now it's basically just been the planner, and then I've had this sort of loose insert that I've been moving from week to week where I put in the stuff I need to get done for the month. And I've been looking at that. I have a whole system on my work computer, so I don't need something written, but I prefer something written. For me, it's more, I'm more tactile, so I feel more productive when I am checking things off of an actual list. But I also have to keep my digital list because I use that for other people at work. So again, I don't like to have redundancies unless they're actually working for me. Alrighty, so this is the week. I've basically cleaned up the previous week and planned out the very, very bare structure. What I haven't planned it out yet, and I usually do then each night beforehand, is I put in, so we always make dinner at 6 and eat dinner at 6:30, so we'll go ahead and put those in. And then I would put in what we're having each night. We're not going to be here over the weekend, so I'll just leave that. And then Sunday, I know that we'll do that as well so that we get back into our routine. So I'll just go ahead and block that. And then I usually will put in and block up on the top who's taking the kids to school and stuff like that. But that's typically something we figure out each night beforehand. So I'll leave that. And then I need to just finish filling these in. Hey guys, thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I tried to film over the weekend. I now know that's not a great idea. There's so much background noise in my house between the kids and my husband. So apologies for that. But I just wanted to quickly jump on and say that I didn't get to film the segment yet where I go over my daily pages. And that's because I wanted to do a video on how I select, print, and cut my photos that I use as sort of like a memory keeping mechanism at the end of each week. So I'm going to film that later today, and then I will get that out this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've really been enjoying filming these videos for you, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.